What's up? What's up? What?
Yo, yo, yo.
Welcome. Come on in, you guys. Come on in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in the room.
Happy Tuesday. Is
Happy
that a thing?
Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday?
Happy Tuesday.
Let's go. Let's go.
It's definitely
It
Tuesday.
ain't Monday no more.
It's not Monday. I feel like this week is flying by, even though it's just Tuesday.
It's Tuesday.
The time has flew by. Would you say the time has flew by?
No, it has not.
The time has like flew by, you guys. Welcome, you guys.
We
to
ain't been
RBI.
nowhere. It ain't number Tuesday.
Who ain't been there? I've accomplished a lot in these last.
I got you.
I want to say 24 hours, but truthfully, I haven't worked 24 hours. But I feel like I've accomplished a lot, so to say. Welcome, you guys. Come on in the room. Share this with anyone that is interested in learning how to invest in real estate using their credit cards. How to buy houses using credit cards. I know that sounds crazy, right?
Super crazy. You got to show me this.
I feel like that too. All right. Quick housekeeping. What's up, you guys? What's up? What's up? What's up? So, how many of you? I think we got quite a few of you guys. How many of you you're looking to start investing in your first deal? If that's you, say me in the chat. You're looking to get your first deal. If that's you, put me in the chat.
First investment property.
Yes, your first investment property. That's a deal for me. But yeah, absolutely. Your first investment property. Okay.
Mr. Terrell on his way.
Okay.
Shout out. And Chris, man, I hope nobody know you, but congratulations on that 75K that you just got, boss man.
In business funding, and we're gonna show you exactly how to use that.
So make sure you are tuned in to the best ways to use that money.
Absolutely. All right. Destiny said me. Mimi said me. Lenard said me. D Nation said me. Miss Grace said me. Okay, I see your me's. Okay. So you're looking to get that first investment property, that first deal. How many of you've used your own money before? And now you know that it's time to start using OPM, other people money, to start investing in real estate. If that's you, put me in the chat. Let me see who else we got.
Me for both of them.
I can't put me.
Put OPM.
Put OPM in the chat. OPM in the chat if that's you.
And we'll talk about OPM. But the one thing I want to make sure that we start off with is, and I literally just had a call about this earlier. Understand that there's a difference between good debt and bad debt.
Yes.
All right. Understand that there's a huge difference, because I know a lot of people subscribe, listen to, and follow to the end of time Dave Ramsey's model. And there is a place and time for it. But understand that we more so follow the Robert Kiyosaki model, to where there's good debt and there's bad debt.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to start off with bad debt.
Oh, I got to sneeze.
I thought that could help you get
it
out.
That's like choking. No, that's not.
Oh, my bad.
Sneeze. You about to have me sneeze on nobody.
Ain't nobody else here but us.
They will feel it. That's the part I was about to say. All right. So into what you said, Rita said OPM, Marcus said OPM, D Nation said OPM, Leonard said OPM, KC says OPM. So yeah, OPM, they've tried it themselves, and now it's time to start using some OPM.
So understand, I want to talk about good debt and bad debt first. And we talk about this a lot. Bad debt is when you are buying liabilities that's not producing income. Bad debt is when you're going on trips and it's not producing income. Bad debt is when you are using that credit card, that line of credit, to do things that's not producing you money.
Absolutely.
I don't care what it is. Your personal card can be bad debt. All right. So understand that. Don't get caught up in the whole assets and liabilities how you've traditionally been accustomed to. Look at it from an income producing activity. If I spend my credit, if I swipe my credit on this activity or this thing, am I going to make money for it?
Yeah, will it produce me something in return?
It's just that simple.
I'm still trying to figure out how this Hawaii trip is gonna, how I can swing this to make it income
so
producing.
I can tell you how we can swing it to make it income producing.
Okay, I'm listening.
So for the people who don't know, I bought a Hawaii trip for me and the kids. We ain't went yet, but we're gonna go. But the thing that I'm gonna do to make it good, that is, for one, I got the points from the credit card standpoint. Mm-hmm. The other thing is we're gonna have a business meeting, so we're gonna be able to write the trip off on our taxes. Now that's not a full good debt, but it's a way to make bad debt look semi-good.
I'm probably gonna look at some real estate in Hawaii and take some pictures of some real estate, get some ideas. If I can put something under contract, I will. But that's probably another way that I would try to make that turn into something that's going to produce some income versus necessarily just depleting it and it not being worth anything.
So good debt is a total opposite. If it makes you money, that's good debt. Mm-hmm. If you buy an investment property and it's making you money, that's good debt. If you buy a car and you are renting it out, that's good debt. If you are buying, what's something else, Ash? Off the top of your head.
I don't know. You lost me.
If you're buying products for your business,
that's good.
That's going to produce income. If you wash cars and you got to buy soap, you got to buy rags and things of that nature. That's good debt.
That's good.
That's going to produce you income because that's what you need to run your business. So understand, before we even get into this credit card world, good debt, bad debt. We do not recommend you just swiping your card to buy some new tires just because you want some tires. We do not recommend you swiping your card just for
to go on vacation, like I just said, just because now you can let your assets take you on vacation. As far as the money that you make once you from your good debt, that can take you on vacation, but just putting that on a credit card, not so much.
All right.
So I want to dive into it. I know today's training, Nikki said, yes, an ex-flipper timeshare in Hawaii.
Sound like a plan to me.
That sounds like, right. That sounds really good. We want to show you, because a lot of people are afraid when it comes to getting credit cards, when it comes to getting debt. Okay, well, what do I do if I have the debt? Like, I don't want I hear this a lot. I don't want an extra credit card payment when it comes to having debt, when it comes to buying real estate using my credit card. That's a whole extra bill. All right. So let's talk about what that looks like. And I kind of want to use one of our student case studies.
Before we go too far.
Okay.
All right. When we talk about debt, we like to use business debt more so than personal debt. Understand, if personal debt is all you got,
then don't stay on the sidelines.
Then do what you got to do to get in the game.
Absolutely.
All right. But if you have an option, always try to use business debt, because that doesn't affect your personal situation. And you can always get more money based on your personal score if you keep it in good standing and don't let the business debt affect it. So when we're 90% talking business funding business debt. We're not talking your personal credit cards.
Yeah.
All right. That's 90% of the time we're talking business. Now, if you got a $15,000, $20,000 personal line of credit, and that's all you got access to get into the game.
But then we're gonna get into the game.
Yeah. But everybody else, ideally, you want it to be on the business side. That way, it's not messing up your personal credit, because when you utilize that business funding, it's not going to report to your personal side if you have the right business funding.
Absolutely. All right. So let's jump into this case study real quick. Oh, it's gonna be hard for you to see that, huh? Let me see what I can work out for you. Bam. All right. So jumping into this case study, these are two students. They're business partners. They invested in what they did, what we call is transactional lending. And
you got to give them a little more backstory.
Okay, give them back. My brain process is fine the way.
So what this group did, they got business funding. They got $178,000 in business funding. They got $100,000 line of credit. They have a $50,000 card and a $25,000 card, and like a $3,000 card. Correct. So understand, for you to understand the complete picture, they got a total of $178,000 in business funding in 30 days. All right.
All right.
So this is not all of their money. This is only a portion. All right. So they have already used 30-ish thousand to invest in their first flip. So this money was just sitting there for them.
Just sitting on the sidelines.
All right. So
waiting to be used. So what they did was transactional lending, transactional funding. And what transactional funding is, it's the funding before you secure real funding. So sometimes wholesalers will use transactional funding when they are buying a house before they sell it to the end investor. In this case, the funding that the end investor was using was not going to be ready in time for the homeowners. They had to buy it. So the homeowners, had to sell it. The homeowners had to sell by a certain day, and they were not giving an extension. They were not
they was not budging.
They were not budging, even though it was almost there. They said, no, you either are going to buy it today or you're not. So this group actually stepped in. They purchased the house knowing that it was going to be a week or two before they got paid back. They used their business line of credit on this one.
Yes.
They used their business line of credit. They invested $75,000, and in 2 weeks they got back $79,000. So they made $4,000 on that deal. But there was wire fees for sending the money. Their wire fees were $50. They had to let it sit for 2 weeks. Being that it's set for 2 weeks, they didn't have to pay any interest on it, because before that 30-day cycle, it was already paid back. All right. So they made a net profit of $3,950. All right.
They never went to the property. They never talked to a contractor. They never talked to a yard man. They never did a scope of work. All they did was became the bank. And you hear us say this a lot: become the bank. It's not all about always doing real estate and fixing and flipping and doing those things. You can become the bank and make money also.
So this is what I like to call in your sleep money. This was in their sleep money, where they just had to structure a deal. They had to have access to the capital to be able to lend it from a transactional standpoint. And then they just had to have a little patience, and not a lot of patience, because
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Yeah. So net profit, $3,950. Credit card rewards are $1,500 just for taking out that large sum, using it, and then putting it back in. So in total, without lifting the hammer, without checking on contractors, without being mad at
talking to a hard money lender,
talking to any lenders, they made $4,350. I was on a call, and I've actually been on a few calls where people say, like, I got to work a little harder in order for me to get to the next level, in order for me to pay off some debt. I got to get ready. It's not how many of you, well, you're probably not going to tell me this, so I'm not going to ask that question. But it takes a lot from a 9 to 5 situation for most people to make $4,000 in a month, to be able to make $4,000 without having to clock in, to make $4,000 in your sleep versus having to increase your hours and work overtime. So it's really important how you structure deals, the way you structure deals, and making sure that you're structuring the deal. Look like your brain is turning.
Go.
What were you about to say?
I ain't about to say nothing. You stuck and you want me to kick in? Is that what's going on?
Don't do me like that.
Tag. Yes. The thing I want you to understand is that you got to start changing your mentality. You got to start changing your thought process. We have been programmed to think that if we work harder, we can get farther. That's not true, y'all. You got to work smarter. You got to get around the right people to make the right investments. That's how you change your situation. It's not by working harder. It's not by working overtime. It's not by getting a second job. You got to start thinking of how you can become the bank and ways that you can manipulate money to put money in your pocket.
Money. We talk about, I know this is weird, but we talk about this with our kids, and we had a family meeting the other day because we have 2 kids that we got 3 kids that want to be business owners. We have one that's probably the most consistent with being a business owner than the 3. And we set 4 of the 5 down. And we were talking to them about what is the primary use of money. I want you guys to type in the chat and tell me, what is the primary use of money? Type in the chat. And don't worry about your answer, but I think it's so important to see the different answers. Tell me, what's the primary use of money?
What's up, Tyrone? I see you chiming in. Reginald kicking in. Gabrielle. Did I say his name right?
Davies. Kiki said this part, getting in the right circles. Absolutely.
I see your answer, KCP.
Okay, see? Okay, Nick.
I see your answer, Nick.
Okay.
Y'all, and
right,
people be on it, but
what is the primary use of money?
And Slipper family cheating.
So one of my kids,
you're not gonna get an answer?
Yeah, I am. Okay, I see you, Rita. Okay, Beasley. Okay. Okay, Aaron.
Right
okay, Tyrone. Okay.
I love it, Tyrone.
All right, so Aaron said making the right investment. Tyrone said time and freedom. Beasley said buy services and goods. And I don't want to say the other ones just yet. Okay.
Why not?
So
you got something planned?
Yeah, I want to ease my way into it.
Okay.
So one of our kids, she feels like the most what you're supposed to do with money is you're supposed to buy the things that you like, buy the things that you want. Like the reason why the purpose of money is to buy the things that you want. That's what her belief is. And needless to say, she runs through the most money in the family, like in the house. Every day is a celebration. Can I get a slushie? Can I go here? Can we buy this? So we had to have a conversation with them and tell them that, you want to tell them? You ready?
You got it.
The primary use of money is
to make more money.
Make
more money.
To make more money. That's the primary use of money, is to make more money. And then with that money that you make from it, that allows you to live a good life, like Chris said. That allows you to have the freedom that you want. But the primary use of money is to invest it and make more money. All right? You with me?
I'm with you. Well, I got somebody at Flow and Decoy too.
Apparently. Because we can see the tiles rolling on your phone.
No, you can't.
Yes, you can.
How you can see that?
When it was rolling, I saw it. That's why I hit you.
Anyways, all right. So that's a mental shift. Money is not meant to be saved for real. Like, money is meant to make more money. Yes, you can save the money, but understand you're saving it to put it back out somewhere else. You're not saving it just to be saving it. Yeah, it's okay to have a savings account. It's okay to have a rainy fund account. But understand that's not the only reason why you're saving money. You ain't just saving money to save money. Mm-hmm. Saving money with a plan to reinvest it to make more money. Mm-hmm. All right?
Absolutely.
So we're going to do another case study.
All right, let's do it.
All right. So for this investment, the total investment, this person was buying a purchase and flip property. And her total
fix and flip property.
What I said, a purchase and flip,
yeah,
a fix and flip property. Her total investment was going to be $25,000. That 25, and this is key, this is important. That $25,000 includes her payments on the card that she's going to use.
So let's do that real quick. Let me see if it'll let me do it real quick. So it includes the payments that she was using. So let me try to share my screen with you guys so you can see this.
That was a good answer, not Jackie, too, to be blessing the others. That's a good answer.
Did it not go?
It did. It's $2,250.
Oh, there we go. Okay. So go ahead.
So understand that you threw me out then throw me right here. The total investment was $25,000. That's what she had on this card. It was a 0% interest card. Understand that when you have a 0% interest card, that payment is a lot lower than when the interest is included. So a 0% interest card, most of the time, it's like 1% of the balance. All right. So that's $250 a month.
That's how much she's paying off of using $25,000.
Yes. So the way that we structured the deal was when we send a $25,000 into the lawyer, we're going to get that $1,500 back. All right. And we're going to set that to the side to make payments. Then we're going to take the other funds that's left from the 25 to pay the closing costs. We're going to use the other funds to make the interest payments. We're going to use the other funds to start our rehab. So understand that $25,000 investment came from a card. We use plastique most of the time to send the money to the lawyer to buy the purchase. So hypothetically speaking, if you got to send $10,000 to the closing attorney for your closing, if you send him $25,000, he's going to wire you back $15,000 for overage. They don't necessarily know that 15 came from a card.
Right.
So understand that if you send 25, they're going to wire it back to you. So now you got $15,000 in cash. You're going to take some of that money, put it to the side to make the payments on the $25,000. You're going to take the other money to start your rehab and make your things work.
Absolutely.
All right. So her investment was $25,000. She haven't used her cash yet. All right.
All right.
So this is the deal that she's doing. The purchase price was $85,000. The rehab was $65,000. We took that full $25,000 card, make that an investment. The ARV on this property was $280,000. Once she fixed and flipped this property, and we estimate a 6-month turnaround between purchase and sale. All right. She's gonna have about $15,000 in closing costs.
Because you're gonna give some type of assistance. You're gonna have some things that you may have to repair outside of the price of, as well as attorney fees, all of those fees, about $15,000.
Her net profit on this deal is $90,000. And she did not use any of her own money on the deal.
Any of her own money. It started from a $25,000 credit card that costs $250 a month to getting real estate funding to literally being in a deal that will profit $90,000.
Now, did she have to find the property? Did
Absolutely.
she have to understand how to work with contractors? Did she have to understand hard money? Yes. There's a lot of
there's a lot of nuances.
There's a lot of nuances that go along with it. But in the grand scheme of things, only thing she did was use one of her business funding cards to invest in this deal. We're trying to work and we're trying to do things at our job to make more money. But if you have a 700 credit score and you're in the right circles, this is how you use OPM. Even if she makes $40,000, if you can make $40,000 and never go into your bank account to make payments,
to fund the deal.
To fund the deal, to do the down payment, to pay the contractors. If it's all within funding and that's on some good debt, that's a win.
And let's talk about that. Let's say it takes a year to do the deal. Most people don't make $90,000 on their job in a year to be able to do something like this part time. Like, that's freaking awesome. KC put OPing. OPing.
Yes.
OPMing. There we go.
And like from a profit standpoint, that's more than you can make in a year at your job.
Yeah.
So understand that we have been programmed to think that going and clocking in, we're going to make more money.
Yeah.
Oh, you got to make investments.
You have to really change your mental. It really starts in the mental. And it starts with, Kiki said it earlier, it starts with being around different people, exposing yourself to different things, and truly just allowing yourself to grow and not be stagnant. Because if you're stagnant, then those opportunities aren't going to come your way. You're not going to be able to grow. And you really sometimes have to step outside of you and look at situations and allow others to help you with situations that can really change you and your family's trajectory forever.
And I'm going to touch some of y'all souls real quick. If you're the person that's the leader in your circle, you're the person that has always figured things out on your own. You're the person that everybody comes to for help. You're the person that never fails. Understand you're your worst enemy, because you are so programmed to make it happen on your own that you don't even realize if you get with right people, they can put gasoline on what you're already doing. You're your own worst enemy, because you don't want to join a coaching program, or you don't want to pay to go to a training. You don't want to go to a seminar. All you want to do is figure it out. But understand that you don't get to the next level by always figuring it out by yourself.
Well, and figuring out comes with trials. It comes with tribulations. It comes with time. And I think the real question is, how much time do you have?
You're right about
that. How much time do you have?
And you probably will figure it out because you're that person. But how much time are you going to waste trying to figure it out? How many people on this call right here been trying to figure out real estate for more than 2 or 3 years and ain't did nothing yet? Yeah. Because you're trying to figure it out. I can do it. I can figure it out. I read a book. I seen a YouTube video.
Yeah, YouTube University is the best.
You're just killing your time.
Absolutely. Jackie put, get in the right rooms. People are willing to help. Yeah, I absolutely agree. When you get in the right rooms, people are willing to help, because the rooms allow you to be in a room with different people than your normal circle.
Yes.
People who understand, who have experienced what you're trying to experience. People who see things differently or see things the same way as you see them. And a lot of times we feel like we're the only person going through that one thing at that one time, and we isolate ourselves from people. And that isolation is what really stops us from achieving our goals. So when we're isolated, then no, we're not going to achieve our goals. We're not going to be where we need to be. We're going to feel as if we're alone, but it's honestly that we cause that isolation on us by not stepping outside of our comfort zone and getting where we need to be. KC put, don't be scared. Don't be scared to learn. Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Miss Michelle said it great too. Don't be afraid to start at the bottom or take small steps. It's a step
further than doing nothing.
Yes.
Absolutely. Don't be scared to be the learner. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Ooh,
absolutely.
That was deep.
Absolutely.
That was deep. Any questions? I will say this: if you have a 700 credit score and you're not turning that credit into money, we need to have a conversation. That's all I'm gonna say. I ain't here to sell you nothing. I'm just telling you, if you got a 700 credit score and you got less than $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 in your bank account, we need to have a conversation.
Al said, quality experience and successful mentors is the key. Absolutely.
That's it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I totally agree.
So I challenge you guys. Let's start thinking outside of the box. Let's start thinking about ways that we can make more money versus spend money. Remember, the number one usage when it comes to money is to make more money. So how can I make more money? How It's so crazy because you feel like in order to make money, you got to do more. That's what we talked about. But how crazy is it to do less and make more money? Or to exert the same amount of energy that you're using on your 9 to 5 to make it in your sleep. It's crazy
Agreed.
to even believe that it's even possible.
Casey, got a question.
It says, if possible, please explain the difference of the percentage on a business credit card and a personal credit card. Okay.
Casey, this is gonna sound. I'm not gonna answer your question directly. Let me tell you that.
Why not?
Off the top. All right, because my mind is different. All right. I don't care what the percentages is.
The cost, the interest cost.
I don't care if my business is cheaper than my personal. To me, that doesn't matter. All right. So what I will say is that I prefer business because business gives you higher limits and it doesn't report to my personal. But for me, it's not the cost of money. It's how much I can make off the money. So,
and the speed of money. How fast can I keep recycling that money and making more money?
Yes. So I would not use the personal card if I had other options because I don't want my credit score to take a hit. And once my credit score take a hit because of high utilization, then that's going to start closing cards. That's going to start affecting my personal report negatively. Gotcha.
So,
I already understand, Casey.
So I just want to dive into our first flip. Our first flip, we literally thought we were G's going into our first flip because we had about 12 investment properties right before we did our first flip, and we got bored with our rentals. We was like, you know what? It's time to do something different. It's time to scale. We're going to do our first flip. So we thought that just because we had 12 rental properties, we could just go into this fix and flip. So guess what? We said, okay, we're going to get funding for this one. We got real estate funding on it. Didn't even understand the terms when it came to real estate funding. We got a purchase loan when it came to, and we said, we got enough personal credit cards. We're going to fund the rest of it. We're going to fund the rehab on our personal credit cards. Man, we use probably about 4 to 5 different credit cards, some of our checking account. Like, we had money being dispersed everywhere. Whatever card had money on it when we were at the store, whatever card we had in our wallets while we were at the store is what we were using. And in about 6 months, our credit scores began to drop like tank because our utilization was so high because we were using personal credit cards, because we didn't understand that we didn't need to get a purchase only loan. We could have got a fix and flip loan that covered the purchase and the rehab. So we were doing things counterproductive, and we saw that, oh my gosh, our credit score is tanking. What are we gonna do?
And the key thing is, even though we were still making all our payments on time, that didn't matter. It was still closing cards. I'm talking about $10,000 lines of credit, $10,000, $15,000 credit card. They was closing them.
Yeah,
they was closing them. So understand, when that score dip, them banks have an internal system that tells them something is going on.
Yeah, Kiki said it feels like it takes forever for your score to recover. I've learned this lesson already. It does.
It does.
Like, it decreases so much faster than it increases. It does.
Because you got to understand, and I don't want to go too far down this road. You got to understand credit. When they close your account, you're going to lose age on your report. You're going to lose utilization on your report.
Yeah.
You're going to lose an account. All those things make up your score. Mm-hmm. So when it goes bad, it goes real bad.
Fast. It goes bad fast. Oh, look. Teresa Michelle said, the second you use up that utilization, there goes your score. Absolutely.
Yep.
Okay. Kelvin said, what can be done with less than a 700 credit score? Let's touch on that one first. What can be done with a less than 700 credit score?
So 2 things that I would advise. I'm talking real estate world. The first thing I would say is let's get that score up. Whether we got to get credit boosters, whether we got to go through credit repair, whatever we got to do to get that score up, let's get that score up. The second thing I would say is go find somebody with a 700 credit score.
Yeah.
You can do both of them at the same time. You can be working on your score, but go find somebody with a 700 credit score that's interested in investing in real estate, that's interested in making some extra cash, that you can help them get some funding.
Yeah, and you guys partner up and start doing deals.
Yes. So like one of my mentees, Rod, he got a frat brother that stays in Orlando that they're going to partner together.
Mm-hmm.
So the frat brother's going to get the business funding. Rod's going to take care of any payments that come along with it. Rod's going to find the property. Rod's going to rehab the property. Then they're going to split the funds. It's a great investment for Rod because he's not going to have to come out of pocket much. It's a great investment for his friend because his friend ain't got to do nothing but let Rod do the work.
And your sleep money.
So if you can build those relationships, that's what I would say. If you don't have a 700 credit score, go find somebody who do and go from there.
Absolutely. Mimi put, how do we obtain these credit cards and do we need help? I mean, and do we need more than one? So is Mimi who I think Mimi is?
I think so.
Mimi, we'll actually get on the call. I believe they are almost, no. I think you're.
Question, though.
Okay, go answer the question.
Right.
I answer the questions last.
There are companies that do business funding for people. Yes, there is a fee, but there's companies that will get you business funding because they have relationships. So understand, don't go doing it by yourself. Try that. Don't do it by yourself. Even if it costs you some money, you get a company that will help you get business funding. All right. What was the second part of the question?
Do I need more than one card?
Yes, you're going to need, in an ideal world, you're going to need more than one card just so that you can do more than one deal or you can get as much as possible. But
there's some people that just say, you know what, I just want $50,000. I remember one of our students when she first started, she got 35,000. She was like, that's all I want.
Everybody probably know who you're talking about.
I just want 35,000. And y'all might Nikki said, I just want 35,000. I'm good. She got into that first flip and she was like, okay, this house had to sit on the market longer than I expected it to. And my heart palpitated the whole time it was on the market because it went from one person being ready to buy to, okay, now they're not ready. Now it has to go back under contract. So when she went through her second round, she said, you know what? I'm never going to feel that way where I am worried about, do I have enough funding to go through my deals and to even do more deals? Like she was stuck because she only had that amount of funding. So when she went back, how much did Nikki?
120,000.
120,000 on her second round. She said, I'm never going to do that again. I'm going to make sure on top of that's not still with the other 35. Like,
so altogether, she got like 150,000 in business funding. So understand that people are doing this, real life people that you can touch, feel, talk to. They are doing this, y'all. And you're not doing it because you're holding yourself back. All right. If you don't have it, go find it.
Yeah.
Point blank, period. Go find it.
Ms. Gray put, I definitely took the dip purchasing business products with my personal credit. That's what's holding me up.
Yep. And that happens.
Every time. Excuse me.
Casey put,
but don't let it hold you up though.
Yeah.
Like don't let it hold
but there
you
are tricks. So like your question and Ms. Border's question are similar. How do you get utilization down? You can get credit boosters. You can pay for those. That'll kind of offset your utilization. Pay them down. That'll also help. Sometimes you can actually get credit increases on those cards, and that will help your utilization also.
Yeah.
So now a lot of times you get an inquiry with that, but if you got a $5,000 limit and you're using $4,000, a lot of times you can call that credit issuer and ask them, hey, can I get a credit line increase? If they increase it to 10,000, you just went from a 90% utilization to 60% utilization, 40% utilization. So those things will help also.
And if you guys are if you're renting an apartment, like you can get rent reporters, you can do rental karma, Rental Karma, and those will report your rental payments on your credit report. So now you're increasing your credit score if credit score is the issue. Because someone said, "What do I do if I don't have a 700 credit score?" You can use Rental Karma. You can use Rent Reporters. Now, let me say this: don't it's the net in here. Don't report your rent to your landlord if you're not paying on time. All right, because then that's not gonna give you a positive reflection on your credit report.
Facts.
But if you are, you can do that, and it'll add you some history. It'll add you some age to your credit report. Like, there's so many ways to boost your credit score in the next 30 to 45 days.
Agree.
Without even paying down debt. Without even paying down debt.
Agree. You got to understand that game.
Absolutely.
Great questions. We finna get out.
We're getting ready to.
My English teacher.
We're getting ready to.
We're getting ready to get out of here. We got to go get us some lunch. I know we got some more calls, but we got to eat first. And if you want to talk about it, you always feeling like news. If you want to talk about it, Nikki, if you drop a 15-minute link in there, or if you go to the X Flipper page, y'all funny.
Hey, Miss Wagner.
She said, "Please leave this up." We got you.
Absolutely, we'll leave it up. We'll leave it up.
If this replay will be in the REI Decoded Facebook group, y'all can go back and watch this. I know we gave a lot of information, or you got to watch it again sometimes. But let's get on the call and let's talk about it. And everybody's situation is different.
Let me clarify this real quick. Because Monette said, I didn't know I could use Credit Karma to report my mortgage payments. So not Credit Karma. You can use Rental Karma is what it's called. And it's to report your rent payments, not your mortgage payments, but your rent payments, because most of the time rental payments aren't reflected on your credit report. So that allows you to, if you don't have a credit score, you don't have anything on your credit report, or if you have some stuff and you need some positive light on your credit report, it allows you to show that you've been paying on time, you've been paying for the last 2 years, and that increases your credit score because you have positivity on your credit report versus nothing or the negative.
Yes.
You're absolutely welcome. You're absolutely welcome. All right.
Well, man, we enjoyed it. This is our passion, talking about funding, money, mindset. This is who we are. This is what we do. If you're not in the REI Decoded, if you're not in the REI Decoded group, it's a free group. Make sure you go get in the group, man. We do this every Tuesday at 1:00.
Absolutely. We're having a podcast this Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Time. We're going to be talking to 2 of our mentees that just recently flipped their first investment property. So I'm excited to hear about what fears they had. I'm excited for you guys to ask them questions. So join us. We'll be live, REI Decoded.
The property walkthrough will be in REI Decoded tomorrow also. Absolutely. So if you want to see us go through a property walkthrough and talk about rehabbing and things of that nature, make sure you're in the REI Decoded group. We'll be live in that group also.
Absolutely. All right. That's enough, you guys.
All right.
Going to eat. Love you guys.
Peace.